What if I told you there is a planet out there that should have died millions of years ago? A world blasted by radiation, scarred by cosmic storms, and abandoned by every civilization that ever tried to settle it. Yet somehow it keeps coming back to life, every time scientists declared it dead. Something impossible happened, oceans returned. Atmospheres rebuilt, life reappeared. Tonight on Stars of Terra, we explore the mystery of the planet that refused to die, and by the end of this video, you might start wondering if this world is actually alive.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Stars of Terra. Today's video topic is the planet that refused to die. The universe is full of dead planets. Frozen rocks drifting through space, burned world stripped by dying stars. Planet that once held oceans, skies and maybe even life, but now sits silent in the darkness. So let's continue our today story.
Astronomers estimate there could be billions of these planetary corpses across the galaxy, but once in a while, the universe throws us something strange, a planet that breaks every rule, a world that refuses extinction, a place where destruction is not the end, but just the beginning of another cycle. Today's story is about one of those worlds, a planet discovered on the edge of a dying star system that somehow keeps rebuilding itself after catastrophic destruction, and what scientists eventually found there might change how we think about life in the universe. The discovery started quietly. In the early days of deep space telescopes, astronomers were studying a dim star located nearly 4,000 light-years from Earth. At first, nothing seemed unusual. The star was old, unstable, and nearing the end of its life cycle. Most planets around such stars are usually barren, but something strange showed up in the data. Orbiting the dying star was a rocky planet. That alone wasn't surprising. What was surprising was the atmosphere. Spectral readings showed oxygen, water vapor, and organic molecules, signs normally linked to life. But there was a problem. The star was extremely volatile. Every few thousand years it released massive radiation storms capable of stripping atmospheres completely. Any nearby planet should have been sterilized long ago, yet this world still had an atmosphere, still had water, and something else. Temperature scans suggested active weather systems. Clouds. Rain. Storms. In other words, a living climate. Scientists double-checked the data, then checked again, but every new observation confirmed the same impossible conclusion. The planet wasn't dead, it was alive at first. Researchers proposed a simple explanation. Maybe the atmosphere had only formed recently. Perhaps volcanic activity had rebuilt the planet's air after a catastrophic radiation event. This happens on some worlds. Volcanoes release gases that slowly rebuild atmospheres over millions of years, but when they examined the planet more closely, the theory collapsed. The atmosphere wasn't new, it was stable. Even more shocking, ocean reflections were detected, large bodies of liquid water, meaning the planet had maintained a stable climate for a long time. But that was impossible, based on the star's radiation history. The planet should have been wiped clean over and over again. Any oceans should have boiled away, any atmosphere stripped into space, any life completely erased. Yet every time astronomers looked, the planet looked healthy. As if it had just been reborn. Years later, a breakthrough came from long-term observations. Scientists noticed something incredible. The planet's atmosphere would suddenly thin, almost disappearing entirely. Then over time it would rebuild itself again and again and again. It was as if the planet had a reset button. Every catastrophic radiation storm from the star would devastate the world. Oceans evaporated, skies burned away, surface life destroyed. But instead of remaining dead, the planet slowly healed. Volcanic systems released new gases, underground oceans resurfaced, clouds returned, rain fell. Within a few thousand years, the planet looked alive again. This cycle may have repeated hundreds of times over millions of years, a world that dies and resurrects itself. But the biggest question remained: what about life? Each radiation event should sterilize the surface completely. No organism could survive that level of cosmic bombardment, or so scientists thought. Then a new possibility emerged. What if life wasn't on the surface? What if it lived underground, deep beneath the planet's crust, protected from radiation, protected from extinction? Earth already has microbes living kilometers below the surface. Incomplete darkness, feeding on minerals and heat. Now imagine that system on a global scale, a biosphere hidden beneath rock. Every time the surface becomes hostile, life retreats underground, waiting. Then when conditions stabilize, it returns, seeds the surface again, forests regrow, oceans bloom with microorganisms, life restarts, not once, not twice, but possibly thousands of times. If that theory is correct, this planet might host one of the oldest biospheres in the galaxy, because extinction events never fully destroy it. Life simply adapts, hides, and comes back stronger. Think about Earth. Our planet has faced mass extinctions before: asteroids, super volcanoes, ice ages. Each time, life nearly vanished, but some organisms survived, and life rebuilt itself. Now imagine that resilience on a cosmic level, a planet designed by nature itself to never fully die, even when the star tries to destroy it, even when the atmosphere burns away, even when oceans vanish. Life waits, and then begins again. But there is an even stranger idea. Some researchers believe the planet itself may play a role in protecting life, a kind of planetary self-regulation system. Earth already has something similar called the Gaia hypothesis, the idea that life and planetary systems interact to maintain stable conditions. Forests influence climate, oceans regulate temperature, microbes alter atmospheric chemistry. Life helps keep the planet habitable. Now, imagine that feedback loop taken to the extreme, a planet whose geology, oceans, and atmosphere work together to rebuild habitability after destruction, almost like a natural survival mechanism, a world engineered by evolution itself, a planet that fights to stay alive. If a planet like this exists, it changes everything, because it means life doesn't need perfect conditions. It just needs persistence. Even hostile star systems might host life. Worlds we previously wrote off as dead might simply be sleeping, waiting for the right moment to bloom again. It also means life in the universe could be far older than we imagined, not fragile, but unbelievably resilient, capable of surviving cosmic disasters again and again. And somewhere out there, there may be many planets like this one, worlds that refuse extinction, worlds that simply refuse to die. So the next time we look up at the night sky, remember this: not every silent planet is truly dead. Some worlds may be recovering, healing, preparing for the next cycle of life, and somewhere in the darkness, there might be a planet right now rebuilding its oceans, reforming its atmosphere, and waiting for life to rise again, a planet that refuses to die.
If you enjoyed this journey, to make sure like the video and subscribe to Stars of Terra for more incredible HFY stories. Until next time, keep looking up.